I didn't know anything about my parents, except what the warden at the orphanage always told me. She said she found me on the doorstep one night with a note. This is our 12th daughter, and she's a weak little thing. Take good care of her because we don't wanna. Growing up, I felt angry that my parents had abandoned me because I was weak. And so I decided I'd be the strongest girl ever. I loved running and swimming and could easily beat the older girls. And I was scared of no one. This made me a natural leader at the orphanage. If anyone had a problem, they'd come to me, especially if it involved bullies. There was a reason everyone called me Miss President around here. Well, that's because I told them to, but I'd earned my title. Like once when I was 13, I was about to join the queue outside the bathroom for taking showers when I saw this mean girl kicking others and pushing her way through. I ran forward and jumped on her. This is your last warning, you weasel. If I see you bullying anyone again, you'll wish you'd never been born. All the girls started cheering and chanting, "Valerie! Valerie! Valerie!" I looked up and stared at them, and they immediately switched to, "Miss President! Miss President!" Just then a girl came running and told me the warden had called me, and the warden told me to pack my stuff because I'd been adopted by a really big politician. Her manager was here to take me. Wow, this girl looks so strong and confident. She's perfect. "Come, baby. Your brand new mommy can't wait to meet you." Please don't call me baby. My friends and enemies call me Miss President. I was glad to finally get a family, but the girls were really sad to see me go. Then I saw the manager had come for me on a freaking helicopter. It soon landed in the grounds of a huge mansion. I was led to a dining room, and sitting there was a gray-haired old lady with a strict face. Seriously? My brand new mommy looked like an ancient tortoise. And she didn't even look happy to see me. She barely spoke a word, and anytime I slurped my soup or dropped a fork, she glared at me. When I jumped off my seat to leave, she banged her fist on the table. "Enough of your bad manners. You can't just leave without asking to be excused." Okay. Excuse me. I'm going. Sit down. I'm not done eating yet. But I need to go. Why? Because I feel a fart coming. The old lady spat out her food. "Were you raised by gorillas? That's such a disgusting word. So unladylike. Don't ever use it again. Next time, say the noise that comes from behind." I burst out laughing, but she was serious. Okay, a noise is about to come from behind. So if you don't want to hear it, I gotta go. And with that, I ran. This old woman was whack. As I was running down the hall, I suddenly bumped straight into someone. I looked up to see a lady with the sweetest face. "You must be Valerie." "Oh, I'm so happy you're here, darling." She pulled me into a hug, and it made me feel all warm inside. As she walked me to my room, she told me her name was Amelia, and the old lady was her mother. "She's the one who adopted you, but I've always wanted a daughter too. You can call me Mom if you want to, whenever." I almost wanted to, but I needed to trust her a little more. My room was 5 times bigger than the shared one at the orphanage, and I squealed happily as I looked through the closets. Now this was a wardrobe fit for Miss President. Later that evening, I was asked to dress up and go downstairs to the old lady, and I was surprised to see her surrounded by reporters, and she was smiling at me. "Ah, here she is, my lovely new granddaughter. God has blessed me with so much, and I wanted to pay it forward. That's why I've adopted Valerie. I hope this sets an example for everyone to open their hearts like I have." Then she started smothering my face with wet kisses. Ugh, so gross. It didn't take a genius to figure out that she was a fake. I didn't like her one bit, but thank God I had Amelia. I loved spending time with her, and soon enough, she got me enrolled in a fancy school. On the first day, I walked into the classroom to a rather shocking sight. Everyone was gathered by the window as a blonde girl was throwing out laptops. They all clapped each time one hit the ground. "Whoa, what are you doing?" They all turned around to stare at me. Destroying my MacBooks because Daddy said he'd buy me the latest one if the old ones don't work. Who are you, an investigative journalist? I'm the new girl, Valerie, but you can call me Miss President. She stared at me like I was crazy, then started laughing. Oh, I know why you look familiar. I saw your interview with that old crow who adopted you. Daddy knows her, and let me tell you, she didn't adopt you because she wants to love you. It's only to make her look good in front of people. That wasn't a shock, but it still hurt to hear her say it in front of everyone. Ugh, I know that. I only agreed because I get to live like a princess. Who cares about love? And of course I make her look good. I mean, look at me. You're really lucky you have a family because, trust me, no one would ever choose you from an orphanage. The girl looked livid, but the teacher walked in and everyone flew to their seats. I found out the mean girl's name was Julie, and she kept giving me nasty looks all day. Julie was one of the most popular girls, but it wasn't because she had any amazing qualities. She was just a big bully, and the other kids feared her. A few days later, she walked into the cafeteria and climbed onto a table. Hey guys, great news! Your favorite gal Julie has modeled in her first campaign. Yay! So everyone come and get my autographs now. She sat down while her minions distributed her photographs, and everyone lined up to get them signed by her, except me. Valerie, I don't have all day. Why would I want your autograph? I'm not a fan. Oh, you poor orphan. I understand why you're jealous. I'm prettier, more popular, richer. You're not richer. Yeah, I googled your family. Mine's definitely richer than yours. And suddenly, Julie lost it. She took out a thick bundle of her $100 bills from her bag and started tearing them up. Want to see how rich I am? I can just tear up money and not even care. Hey, don't do that. You could give it to someone poor. Just stop it, you brat. With that, I pounced on her. We ended up in a huge fight that landed us both in detention. But it was totally worth the slaps I'd given her. A few days later, we had a field trip by a lake, and suddenly we heard someone screaming. One of the girls was in the lake, struggling to stay afloat. Without a second thought, I jumped in and got her out of there safely in minutes. Oh my God, I slipped into the water, and I can't swim. You saved my life, Valerie. By the time we got back to school, the news had reached the principal and she praised me. She even called fake grandma to tell her I'd be getting a medal for bravery. And when I got home, fake grandma hugged me like I was her favorite person. Oh, Valerie, how lucky that girl fell in the lake. You and I will do a lovely photo shoot once you get your medal and some interviews. Let's hope more kids at school keep having accidents so you can keep playing the hero. She was such a selfish toad. But I stayed quiet because all I cared about was being close to Amelia. She hugged me tight and said she was so proud of me for being brave. The next day at school, I was walking down the hallway and I saw Julie showing everyone her photo shoot. But as soon as the girls spotted me, they all came running. Before I knew it, a huge crowd was gathered and some girls had lifted me on their shoulders. All hail our school hero! 3 cheers for Valerie! Hip hip hooray! Could you change that to Miss President? 3 cheers for Miss President! Hip cheers for Miss President! Hip hip hooray! And just like that, I'd replaced Julie as the most popular girl in school. I was soon selected as the school's swim team captain. And when I led our team to victory in the nationals, I received a celebrity's welcome. All this was driving Julie crazy. But the last straw was when she saw my picture was selected for the school's magazine cover. She walked over to me at lunch with a copy, threw it down, and started jumping on it. This is ridiculous. You, an orphan from nowhere, is the face of our school now? I'm a model. I didn't put my face on that magazine, Julie. The people have spoken. The people are morons. I don't know what they see in you, witch. She leapt forward to attack me, but suddenly the others held her back. You think we're morons? Thanks for clearing that up, Julie. You're a jerk, and we've never liked you. We've had enough. They picked her up and threw her in the large garbage bin outside. It was epic. But when I got home, My mood quickly turned sour when I found fake grandma shouting at Amelia. "Why did you tell my cook that she could take a week off, and you gave her money without my permission?" "Mama, she's worked with us since forever, and she's really sick." "She's probably lying. Even the servants know you're a stupid, weak fool who'll believe their fake stories." I'd heard enough. Stop shouting at Mom. Being kind isn't a weakness, and you're such a hypocrite. You pretend to be nice for the cameras, but you don't care about anyone. How dare you talk to me like this? Have you forgotten where you came from? I can send you packing this minute. But you won't, because you need me to win the elections. Yeah, I know your polls have gone up since I arrived. If you misbehave with Mom again, I'll stop doing all the shoots and interviews. You got me? Fake grandma looked like she was about to explode, but she stormed off. Amelia sat down and I wiped her tears. "I'm so sorry she treats you this way. Please don't cry." "Oh, Valerie, that's not why I'm crying. I'm just so touched that you stood up for me. And you called me Mom." And I realized I finally had. I've wanted to since the first day. You are my mom, and I'm so lucky. A few weeks later, fake grandma had planned a huge party for some important guests. I knew she just wanted to parade me around as her charity case, but I didn't care. I'd never been to a party, so I was looking forward to it. I managed to escape her for a while, and as I was eating in a corner, a boy approached me. "Valerie, right? Been seeing your face all over the news lately, and I gotta say, it's a really pretty one." I was gonna tell him to buzz off when suddenly I spotted Julie and her dad among the guests, and she was glaring at me with murder in her eyes. Maybe she liked this boy. So I pulled him close and kissed him. When we broke apart, Julie had marched over to us. "How dare you kiss my boyfriend?" "Your boyfriend? He didn't mention you when he was flirting with me. And he really enjoyed that kiss. You should kick his butt, Julie. I'm gonna kill you!" And she jumped on me. But I was much stronger, and I had her pinned on the ground in seconds. "Daddy, help!" Her dad completely lost it when he saw us. He started screaming at fake grandma that he was pulling out all his money and support from her campaign. He stormed off with Julie, and the old woman grabbed